Welcome to the channel. This video is about the famous Americans who passed away in 1966, and this is the second episode. If you watch and enjoy our videos, please don't forget to give us a like. And please do leave a comment. It helps us to grow. So let's begin with the video. Walt Disney. He was born in December 1901 and he died in December 1966. His age was 65 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was lung cancer. He was an American animator, film producer, voice actor, and entrepreneur, a pioneer of the American animation industry. He introduced several developments in the production of cartoons. As a film producer, he holds the record for most Academy Awards earned, that is 22, and nominations, 59, by an individual. He revolutionized animation and family entertainment worldwide. Robert Keith. He was born in February 1898 and he died in December 1966. His age was 68 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. He was an American stage and film actor who appeared in several dozen films, mostly in 1950s as a character actor, a well-respected character actor in mid-20th century Hollywood. He portrayed characters such as the father in 14 Hours, 1951, and a psychopathic gangster in The Lineup, 1958. Eric Fleming. He was born in July 1925 and he died in September 1966. His age was 41 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was drowning. He was an American actor known primarily for his role in Gil Favor in the long-running CBS Western television series Rawhide. Fleming's acting debut came in a road company production of Happy Birthday. He appeared on stage in Chicago and in a number of successful Broadway plays, including musical Plain and Fancy. Mary Logan Reddick. She was born in December 1914 and she died in October 1966. Her age was 51 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. She was an American neuroembryologist who earned her PhD from Radcliffe College, Harvard University in 1944. She was a full professor, first at Morehouse College and then at the University of Atlanta from 1953 to her death. Clifton Webb. He was born in November 1889 and he died in October 1966. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. He was an American actor, singer, and dancer. He worked extensively and was known for his stage appearances in the plays of Noel Coward, including Blythe's Spirit, as well as appearances on Broadway in a number of successful music revues. As a film actor, he was nominated for 3 Academy Awards for Best Supporting Actor. Claire McDowell. She was born in November 1877 and she died in October 1966. Her age was 88 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. She was an American actress of the silent era. She appeared in 350 films between 1908 and 1945. She was married to silent screen character actor Charles Hill Mills from 1906 until his death in 1937. The couple appeared in numerous silent films together, including The Mark of Zorro. Mississippi John Hurt. He was born in March 1893 and he died in November 1966. His age was 73 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. He was an American country blues singer, songwriter, and guitarist. Hurt's influence spanned several music genres, including blues, spirituals, country, bluegrass, folk, and contemporary rock and roll. A soft-spoken man, his nature reflected his work, which was a mellow mix of country, blues, and old-time music. Quincy Porter. He was born in February 1897 and he died in November 1966. His age was 69 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was an American composer and teacher of classical music. Porter received 2 awards while studying music at Yale: the Osborne Prize for Fugue and the Steinert Prize for Orchestral Composition. Porter's 1953 Concerto Concertante, a concerto for 2 pianos and orchestra, was awarded with the Pulitzer Prizes for music. Boris Podolsky. He was born in June 1896 and he died in November 1966. His age was 70 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a Russian-American physicist of Jewish descent, noted for his work with Albert Einstein and Nathan Rosen on entangled wave functions and EPR paradox. Augusta Fox Bronner. She was born in July 1881 and she died in December 1966. Her age was 85 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. She was an American psychologist and criminologist, best known for her work in juvenile psychology. She co-directed the first child guidance clinic, and her research shaped psychological theories about the causes behind child delinquency, emphasizing the need to focus on social and environmental factors over inherited traits. Emma Dunn. She was born in February 1857 and she died in December 1966. Her age was 91 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was heart attack. She was an English actress. After starting her acting career on stage in London, she became known for her works in numerous films and Broadway productions. Dunn wrote 2 books on elocution and speech, Thought Quality in the Voice in 1933 and You Can Do It in 1947. Verna Felton. She was born in July 1890 and she died in December 1966. Her age was 76 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was stroke. She was an American actress who provided voices for numerous Disney animated films. She also provided the voice for Fred Flintstone's mother-in-law, Pearl Slaghoople, in Hanna-Barbera's The Flintstones from 1962 to 1963, and had roles in live-action films. However, she was most active in radio programs where her characters were known for their husky voices and no-nonsense attitudes. Christian Herter. He was born in March 1895 and he died in December 1966. His age was 71 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was complications of illness. He was an American diplomat and Republican politician who was the 59th governor of Massachusetts from 1953 to 1957 and United States Secretary of State from 1959 to 1961. He served as president of the Board of Trustees at the Dexter School from 1937 to 1939. Deems Taylor. He was born in December 1885 and he died in July 1966. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was leukemia. He was an American composer, radio commentator, music critic, and author. Nat Benchley, co-editor of the Lost Algonquin Roundtable, referred to him as the Dean of American Music. He was elected a member of the American Philosophical Society in 1934. Sadsam Jones. He was born in July 1892 and he died in July 1966. His age was 73 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was an American professional baseball pitcher who played in Major League Baseball with Cleveland Indians, Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees, and St. Louis Browns, Washington Senators, and Chicago White Sox between 1914 and 1935. Jones batted and threw right-handed. His sharp-breaking curveball also earned him the nickname Horsewhips Sam. Anne Nagel. She was born in September 1915 and she died in July 1966. Her age was 50 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cancer. She was an American actress. She played in adventures, mysteries, and comedies for 25 years. She also appeared in television series in the 1950s. One book described her as one of the Hollywood's true hard luck gals. Carmelita Geraghty. She was born in March 1901 and she died in July 1966. Her age was 65 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was heart attack. She was an American silent film actress and painter. She started work out as an extra in the early 1920s, using fictitious name until getting her big break. She was selected as one of the WAMPAS Baby Stars of 1924. She became a very accomplished artist about 10 years after leaving motion pictures. Her painting style was reminiscent of French Impressionism. Delmore Schwartz. He was born in December 1913 and he died in July 1966. His age was 52 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. He made his parents' disastrous marriage the subject of his most famous short story, In Dreams Begin Responsibilities, which was published in 1937 in Partisan Review. This story and other short stories and poems became his first book, also titled In the Dreams Begin Responsibilities, published in 1938 when Schwartz was only 25 years old. Bobby Fuller. He was born in October 1942 and he died in July 1966. His age was 23 at the time of his death, and he took his own life. He was an American rock singer, songwriter, and guitarist, best known for Let Her Dance and his cover of the Crickets' I Fought the Law, recorded with his group, the Bobby Fuller Four, which became popular. His death was also explored in the May 11th, 2015, and Fuller's death was officially changed from taking his own life to accident. Montgomery Clift. He was born in October 1920 and he died in July 1966. His age was 45 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. He was an American actor, a four-time Academy Award nominee. Clift was considered one of the original method actors in Hollywood. He was one of the first actors to be invited to study in the Actors Studio with Lee Strasberg and Elia Kazan. He also executed a rare move by not spinning a contract after arriving in Hollywood, only doing so after his first two films were a success. It is commonly believed that drug addiction was responsible for Clift's many health problems and his death. Douglas Montgomery. He was born in October 1907 and he died in July 1966. His age was 58 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was spinal cancer. He was an American film actor. His most celebrated roles were Laurie in Little Woman, 1933, opposite to Katharine Hepburn's Jo March. He also played Johnny Hollis in The Way to the Stars in 1945. After serving in the Royal Canadian Air Force during the Second World War, Montgomery moved to Great Britain and made films there. He later returned to the United States and appeared in a number of television shows. Douglas Montgomery died of spinal cancer in Norwalk, Connecticut. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.